Hi my babies, hi, and welcome back to another Sunday Mimosa. Today's Sunday Mimosa is a toxic environment will change you before you change it. So when I did the Twin Flame series back in September, the first person that I spoke about, I met him at the warehouse job. So that's what we're going to be speaking about today, the warehouse job. So I got a temp job because I went up to this warehouse job that I knew that usually be hiring people, and I ended up speaking to one of the temp managers that was there because that's how they hire people in, through a temp agency. And he told me where to go apply this, that, and the third. Somebody I was cool with at the point in time, he needed a job as well. He just came home from jail, so I went and scooped him up. We went to go apply for the jobs, and we got tested, drug tested, and we both got the job. Now, when it was time for orientation, he did not show up. And that shit pissed me off because it made me look bad. And I hate when I put somebody on to an opportunity or, a person they could collaborate with, and then they don't follow through. It make me look bad. So I get the job. I'm not used to it. I'm used to really working retail. And this is like really my first industrial job that I worked. And when I say it was so hectic, because they in there driving forklifts, they in there driving clamps, and it's a lot of people. It's at least 100 people in it. Like, it's just hectic. And one of the main things they always used to say is, make sure you don't get hit. Make sure you don't get hit. Make sure you don't get hit. Because when you get hit, the driver has to get piss test, and so do you. Like, you got to get tested for drugs, alcohol, all of that. And which means if you come up dirty, you're going to lose your job. So when I say it was rough, it was rough. It was loud. It was a lot of chaos going on. The top verifier in the entire building ended up training me. Her name was Trudy. And when I say she was also the meanest, like when I said that lady was a bitch, like, it's too early for this shit, ma'am. Okay, it's too early for this shit. So I remember my first day, like, she told me what to do: count the boxes, check the papers, make sure everybody signed, make sure everybody scan their paper in, and make sure the truck ain't overweight. Basically, that's the basics of a verifier's job. So I was like, oh, that's all I gotta do is count boxes, make sure everything's scanned back. Come on here, let me count them boxes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, you can go. And it's like, it's not that hard. If you see somebody got 5 boxes across, 5 boxes down, okay, that's 25 boxes. Like, it's not that hard. Like, it didn't take me forever to count. Believe it or not, it took some people a long time to count. So I just so happened to look up, and like, the warehouse floor was the main floor, but in the center of the warehouse is like this cylinder type of building that goes from the floor to the ceiling, and they call that the bird's nest. The bottom half of it is the supervisor's office for Lowe's, because that's the company that the warehouse worked for. It was Lowe's, it was Amazon, and at the very end, one of them FAB shoe websites had got like the little corner, but Lowe's had majority of it, but it was broken up into sections. So the section I worked in was clamps. They also had the forklift section. Clamps was 2 sections on its own, and then also was a cart section, which we'll speak about very soon. But I just so happened to look up in the bird's nest, and the entire supervisor of the entire building was looking. He was drinking coffee. Well, I'm assuming it was coffee. It might have been alcohol. But he was drinking his drink, and he looking down. He was looking straight at me, and I looked up. We made eye contact. He never broke eye contact or anything. And I was like, what the fuck? And I was like, who's that guy staring at me, y'all? And I'm still counting boxes. They was like, oh, that's Bobby. They're like, yeah, you don't want to piss him off. He's a supervisor. Basically, he's the boss over everybody except for the owners of the building. So, I mean, and then the owners of the building, they would come in there frequently. Actually, the owner of the building, the company, his daughter name was Allison, and she actually was the supervisor that was over Bobby. And, oh, the things I would hear about that lady. Oh, she a cokehead, this, that, and the third. Couldn't find out she was. But also couldn't find out she also was a lesbian, and she used to flirt with me. She used to flirt with me. I would let her, because, I mean, you're my supervisor. Okay, but I don't know, like, she had a little soft spot for me, but I was a hard worker, so they started noticing that. And Bobby, who, he don't really talk to, a lot of the workers on the main floor for real. He usually talked to Jerry, who is my manager, and then Jerry will relay the message. But Bobby came right up to me the first day, and he was like, he asked me my name, and I told him, I'm like, I'm Nina. He was like, you doing a good job. He said, I've been watching you for like the last 30 minutes. He said, you doing a real good job. He said, keep going. He said, I want to keep you around. I was like, oh, well, thank you. I'm like, okay, the boss said he liked me on the first day. All right, cool. So I was spending time, like trying to get to know my coworkers and stuff. Like I was like super happy and super friendly. I was just so happy to finally get a job. So tired of filling out job applications month after month after month and getting denied. And I didn't know nothing about no temp agencies. And I was like, temp agencies get you in the door quicker? Oh, bet. That's the route I'm going from now on. So I'm thinking, because I got a job, oh, I'm lit. I'm going to get a car. I'm going to get a crib. I'm going to get this. I'm going to get that. Not realizing it's a temp job. Meaning you could be here today, going tomorrow. You never know how it's going to go. It's not really a job to create stability, basically. But yeah, my coworkers, they like me. I was bubbly. I was positive. They look forward to seeing me. Plus, I had good conversation. So I was there for probably about a month, and they started doing cuts. And cuts is when they start cutting back on like employees and stuff because like they're overstaffed. And everybody kept saying, oh, like the new people, which was me and like somebody else, they're like, oh, y'all getting fired first. They're gonna get rid of y'all first. And I was like, well, it was nice working with you, Nina. Like, you was cool as hell, man. I'm like, damn, how do y'all know I'm gonna get fired? Like, why y'all keep saying it? They're like, they ain't about to fire Trudy. You getting fired, man. And they're like, it was damn so nice working with you, though. I'm like, well, damn. So Friday happens. I don't hear nothing. So I did go up to one of my managers. I was like, everybody keep talking about cuts and stuff. I just want to know, okay? 'Cause I don't want to be getting up early Monday and y'all be like, oh, well, we don't need you. I'm like, did I get cut? They're like, did anybody come to you and tell you got cut? I said, no. They said, then clock in on Monday. I said, all right, cool. So I show up to work on Monday. I'm like, hey, y'all. They're like, oh, my God, you ain't get fired. You ain't get fired. So everybody trying to figure out who got fired because they knew it was going to be at least 1 to 2 verifiers that got fired. And the verifier that they fired was Trudy. And Trudy was pissed. And she was telling some of the people that she was still cool with at the warehouse, that new girl, which is me, got me fired. That new girl got, no, bitch, you got yourself fired. You had a nasty ass attitude. Like, you got yourself fired. You was half-assed in the job. So I also had a crush on one of the drivers. His name is Tyler, and he's a Cancer. I'm like, I can't get away from Cancer, so okay, it saved my life. But when I say Tyler was so cute, and then he was quiet. He wouldn't talk to everybody, but he would talk to me though. Like if it ain't had nothing to do with work, Tyler wouldn't say nothing. Everybody thought he was super quiet. Me and Tyler would be alone in the truck. Tyler be talking my damn head off. I was like, damn, you talking last? I thought you was quiet. He's like, nah. He said, I only talk to who I want to talk to. Meaning, basically, I didn't catch it. He was telling me I have a crush on you. And I didn't catch it. And he also told me, he was like, yeah, you know who Drum is? I was like, yeah, I know who Drum is. I like the cha-cha. I like, that's my song. I like the cha-cha. That's the one that Drake stole the Hotline Bling song from. I was like, hell yeah, I know who Drum is. I said, that's my shit. I said, Drum, he a cool artist. He's like, yo, he said, don't tell nobody else. I said, what? He said, that's my best friend. I said, you fucking lying. Drum ain't your goddamn best friend. Why this boy pull up his Facebook? I'm talking about in his Instagram, picture after picture. I'm talking about they look young as hell. They having little parties and get-togethers and shit. One of them had got an apartment. Like, no, he really is Drum's best friend, yo. Like, I said, what the fuck? But I didn't know he was telling me that to impress me, though. I didn't even think that he liked me because he, had a baby mama and the baby wasn't even a year old and they was going through some things. And I was like, he probably don't like me. He probably still dealing with his baby mama, this, that, and the third. Well, come to find out later on, okay? Because Tyler got fired, but it was some years later because we were Facebook friends and stuff. Because when I say he do not fuck with, like, his co-workers like that, and that's any warehouse, because he worked at a lot of warehouses. And, like, any warehouse he go to, he just, he clock in, clock out, basically. Probably because he done got in trouble before working at other warehouses. Because warehouses are easy to get in trouble. They are so easy to get in trouble. And ooh, y'all gonna find out. Ooh, y'all gonna find out. But I'm like, oh, he don't like me, this, that, and the third. And with some years later, he hit me up on Facebook. When I say he was stuck on me for a whole summer. Like, he was chasing me the fuck down. I was so shocked. Because, like, we would hit each other up every once in a while. I would check on him. He would check on me. But he ended up calling me that summer, and he was like, yo, he's like, I got something I got to tell you. I said, what? He said, I got such a huge crush on you. Now, one thing I could say, I fuck with the honesty. He kept saying, Nina, let me take you on a date. Okay, what type of date? Well, we could go to dinner, and then we could go to a movie. I don't like the movies, okay? Now, if I ask you what type of date you're going to take me on, that means you kind of already, kind of in the dough. Because if I don't ask you what type of date, then that means I'm probably not interested in going on a date with you. But I'm like, okay, Tyler, cool. You know, I can't believe the person I used to have such a huge, I mean, I had a huge crush. Like, my homegirl would come over and she would do my hair. She was like, yeah, now you could go up in there on Monday and show your hair off to your boo. It's like, when I say I had a huge crush, I had a huge crush on Tyler. He had no clue I had a crush on him. And that's probably part of my problem when it comes to love situations. People don't be realizing I be fucking with them as hard as I do because I don't be expressing it because I'm trying to figure out, like, how to move. Like, are you being genuine? Are you fucking with somebody else? I'm trying to figure out how to move. Once I know I'm safe, though, I open all the way the fuck up. But yeah, he had no clue I had a huge crush on him. He got, let me take you on a date. Let me take you on a date. And then he finally figured out what type of date to take me on. I said, all right, bet we could go. This is the problem, right? I ain't got no problem coming to pick a man up for a date. But, I mean, it's like the way he was going about it, like he wasn't being clear about, okay, I'm a Virgo. Come pick me up. We're going here. We're going here. We're going there. Then we're going home. Like, okay, I need a plan. You don't really got a plan. Okay, and that irritated me. Come like, if you really fuck with me, and this for any man, here's a jewel, and this for any woman to pay attention to. If a man really fuck with you, he's gonna actually plan. Okay? And I mean, like I said, some people aren't able, some people aren't willing. Maybe they weren't taught that yet, but okay, you might have to be the one to be the teacher. So, like, he didn't really have a plan for the date, but he really wanted to take me on the date. And he was honest. He's like, I'm going to be honest with you. He said, I want to fuck you so fucking bad. I was like, oh my God. I ain't going to lie, I was ego tripping a little bit. I was like, oh, damn, the person I used to have such a huge, I didn't have a big crush on him like that anymore, but I thought he was still cute. I'm like, damn, the person I had such a huge crush on is like, literally begging to take me on a date and have sex with me. I could not believe it. I was in shock. I was like, Tyler, I can't believe you like me like this, and the third. I mean, he was honest with me about stuff most people wouldn't be honest about. And like, I was like, I could fuck with the honesty, but I knew deep down, this man is toxic. You better not even. And see, this caused some of the problems because my female ex-best friend, she was staying with us at the point in time, and she was in the room one of the times, because he called me at least 3 different times and literally begged me. I'm not exaggerating. The man actually begged me. He's like, please let me take you on a date. Please let me fuck you. Like, he was serious. He was direct about what he wanted. I could fuck with that shit. At least he was direct about what he wanted. At least he was honest. Nina, I want to fuck you. Okay, I could fuck with the honesty. I could fuck, but what else? A lot of people that won't fuck me. What else? What else? What are you going to do to make me want to fuck you? Okay? But yeah, later on, some years later, I found out Tyler actually had a big crush on me. And I was like, oh shit, boosted that ego a little bit. It did. And Tyler also is the one that put me on the Tory Lanez. He was like, what? You don't know about Lanez? And that's when Tory Lanez had dropped that Machiavelli mixtape. He was like, go listen to it. And matter of fact, one day, the song that I played on the Gender Rose Live last night, that song is actually up there. So yeah, shout out to Tyler. He the one that put me on the Lanez, man. So, like I said, there's a section in there called carts. And carts, basically, you're not driving. It's a whole bunch of little tiny boxes. And that's why they got carts. And you just push them, okay? You pile them up on the cart. And you push them across the truck is supposed to go on. And you load it up. But with carts, it could take a week for a truck to get loaded up to go out. With clamps, it could literally take a few hours. It could take a few hours. It could take a few days. It could take a day for a truck to go out. So it's way slower and it's way more boring, but it's way safer because I ain't got to worry about getting hit. It's way quieter. I can hear myself think, and a whole bunch of verifiers and all this personality and attitude. And the 2 managers down there, which is Fabian, may he rest in peace, that was my buddy, and E, like, they like my personality. Blah, blah. They like my personality. They were like, man, you cool as shit, and then you really good at your job. Even at carts, I was beasting. Like, when they would push that cart across, like, I had my shit loaded up in 5 minutes. I'm not playing. They're like, damn, you got that shit loaded up. Yeah, that's what I'm here for. I don't want to be sitting still. I want to be working. Like, even when I got moved back down to clamps, because E and Fabian, they was fighting for me. Like, nah, we want her down here. They're like, would you work down here with us? I was like, yeah. I said, it's boring as shit, but I mean, it's safer. And I'm more than likely to keep my damn job. Like, I ain't got to worry about this and worry about that. Ain't a whole bunch of personalities and stuff. I'm like, yeah, I'll work down here because they were cool as shit, man. And all I care about, just make my day go by quicker. Okay, just make my day go by quicker. And they're like, man, we trying to get you down here so that Then the war started. This is when the warehouse war started. When I say every manager, every section was fighting to try to get me in a section. My section had to keep fighting to keep me, to the point where Jerry had to go to Bobby and he was like, I'm tired of them coming to me asking me about Nina and we need Nina. And they keep talking about they need Nina and we need Nina. And Bobby had to tell them, listen, Nina is staying in clamps. Like when I say Fabian said, man, I kept going to them asking for you, yo. So I had to stay in clamps. So the verifiers in my section didn't really like me, and mostly because they were cool with Trudy, like the ones that were there before me. And they felt like I got Trudy fired and I didn't. So it was this girl named Ashley and it was this other girl. I don't even remember her name. Okay. I just know she was ugly and she looked like a gross sister. That's all I know. Okay. She was ugly and she looked like a gross sister. And when I say that girl did not like me, and this is what I mean by God don't play about Nina. This is the job where I started realizing God really don't play about me. Anytime somebody mistreat me, or anytime like something bad happened to me at a job, something bad happens to that person or that job afterwards. And that's when I started realizing God don't play about me. So I realized the ugly girl that was cool with Ashley that looked like the gross sister, that bitch didn't like me either because she was really cool with Trudy. And I'm like, okay, your issue with me ain't got nothing to do with Trudy. Like, it was just too much. And then, like, she would say slick stuff out her mouth sometimes. She's like, you just think you so cute, huh? And I was like, what do you mean? I didn't even think I was that cute then. I didn't. I'm being honest, I didn't. I mean, that's when I started realizing, okay, I am cute. But, like, my confidence was not there yet. But she felt insecure. So she was what we call in the spiritual world projecting, meaning you're saying how you really feel, but you're saying that's how I feel, and that's not how I feel. That's how you really feel. And she's like, oh, you think you just so cute? No, you think I'm cute, boo. Okay, you think I'm cute, boo. Like she was saying little slick stuff out her mouth, and I knew she did witchcraft. And this is in foresight. I knew she did witchcraft. Trudy did witchcraft, and there's a little short lady. I don't remember the lady name from New York. She did witchcraft as well, but we'll speak about her when we get to her. So yeah, the girl was popping shit this, that, and the third. So her and Ashley don't like me. And when I say me and Ashley beef from the time Trudy got fired to the time I left up out that warehouse, even after the warehouse, probably still to this day, that bitch still don't like me. She probably still won't fucking scrap. Like, shit. You had plenty of time and plenty of opportunity, though, shorty. Yeah, so the ugly, gross sister chick ended up getting fired, too. So, yeah, a lot of verifiers in my section, they did not like me because, like, I was trying to work, not trying to fuck. I come to work to get paper. I was better at the job than them. I was smarter. I was faster at the job than them. I was prettier. And then I would accessorize my outfits. Like, yeah, we got, it's usually 3 outfits. Either you got the people that actually work there outfit on, or you got one of the temp agencies outfit on. It's 3 outfits that everybody wear. We all dress the exact same. So why can't I put on some earrings or, something to make my outfit pop a little bit? Like we couldn't wear sunglasses, but I just so happened to sell glasses and I had clear glasses that were different colors and I had just got them in stock. So damn right, I'm wearing them to work. They're legal for me to wear to work. I'm wearing them and I'm promoting my business. So I would have black and red and white and shit. Oh, these bitches was mad. Even who this bitch thinks she is, a business owner. Buy some bitch. Okay, buy something, bitch. Gracious. But like they could not stand, I would accessorize my outfits. I be having cute little studs in my ear and stuff that I made like that no one else had. It irked them. They wanted me to look like them, and it's like, nah. And then I would wear perfume and oils and stuff, and the guys always be stopping me. They're like, yo, you smell good as fuck. What you got on? So yeah, them bitches couldn't stand me. And I started becoming more and more popular the longer I worked there. And because most of my coworkers liked my personality, and also because I was the best verifier in the warehouse, and every manager wanted me in their section. So I ain't trying to toot beep beep. I didn't realize it then, but in foresight, yeah, I was that girl. I ran that whole month for every time, and this shit used to get on my nerves. Every time somebody needed a problem fixed, they would come get me. They wouldn't even be working in the section I'm working in. They would come get me. Somebody from Amazon would come get me. Can you fix this? And I would know how to fix it because I would ask questions. I would ask Trudy a whole bunch of questions. What do this button do? And what does that button do? And what does this button do? Or I'll be sitting there playing with the gun, the scan gun, figuring it out myself. And just like once the truck is ready to go, we have to take all the papers. We have to scan the gun. The gun's going to tell us how many papers were scanned in, how many boxes is on the truck, this, that, and the third. And everybody has to sign their paper. I would go through all the papers, make sure everybody signed it, make sure everything was scanned in. And then you have to go to the bottom of the bird nest to basically double check everything before you take it upstairs. Because once you take it upstairs, it's official. And if they catch a mistake, you could get in trouble. People could get fired. If they don't catch that mistake and that shit go through and the bird nest process that shit, we really gonna get in trouble because now the owner of the building is aware of it. Okay, so we trying to catch mistakes before the owner of the building is aware of it, and we trying to correct it. So, like, I would be sitting down there, wouldn't nobody be down there in the office, and I got to log into the computer, and it's all these different things. I started learning how to work the computer. So now I'm doing the verifier's job, okay? And then on top of that, I would be bored, and the verifiers, they just be standing there talking to each other, popping shit, waiting for somebody to bring them some boxes to count. I'm like, yo, you need help loading up this truck? I'll go to the driver. You need help? They're like, you will help me load up the truck? Damn right, I'm bored. They're like, these boxes heavy. They ain't too heavy to me. I be in there throwing 60-pound toilet seats. I did not care. I was like, just give me something to do. I just don't want to stay in here. Because the longer I stay in here and have nothing to do, the more I'm going to think about how I hate my job and I want to go home. Okay? And I came here for a reason. So let me work so I get my paper and do what I need to do. So that's another reason why I became popular too. Because they're like, damn, the other verifiers don't be helping us. And your ass don't mind busting the sweat. Oh, yeah, I came here to work, bro. Okay? That's what I came here to do. So I'm doing the verifier's job. I'm double checking behind the verifiers. I'm double checking behind the drivers. I'm doing the driver's job. I'm doing the lumberer's job. And the lumberers are the people that not every truck driver has one, but some of them do. And it's just an extra person to help them with the boxes and help them load and stuff. And some truck drivers, when they get a lumberer, they're so fucking lazy. They won't even get off the truck to load the shit. They'll make the lumber do it. So I was doing the lumberer's job, the driver's job, the verifier's job, the bird's nest job. Then it got to a point where I started doing my manager Jerry's job. Jerry was the only person in the entire warehouse that knew how to patch trucks. He was the only person. I would be up under Jerry so much. I'd be asking him questions. I'd be making him laugh and joke. And we'd be speaking about like personal life stuff. Like, I'd be like, Jerry, I need a truck patch. Jerry, I need a truck patch. I'm like, I know he got to be tired of me calling him. And he the only person I know how to do it. I sat there long enough and watched that man patch the truck. One day he had to leave early and we needed a truck patch and it was peak season, which means every truck that come to that door need to go out because we are in the deep of work. We work in 10-hour days, 6 days a week. And then we got an extra shift. I think it's like Monday through Thursday where you could work 4 extra hours because we had that much shit we had to get out. Like, ain't nobody got time for this truck to be sitting here. I need this truck to get the fuck out. And Jerry ain't here, which means I have to wait till tomorrow or day after tomorrow for Jerry to come back. Fuck no. I said, I'm about to patch this motherfucker myself. And there was a couple of drivers that saw what I was doing. And they was like, you really about to patch this shit? Hell yeah, I'm about to patch it. They said, have you ever done it? Nope. They said, you about to? Yep. And I sure did. And I told, it was Hollywood. Now, Hollywood, as far as the clamp section, Hollywood is a permanent driver. He been there for so long. He's a permanent driver. When I say Hollywood is so cool, he is so funny, great personality, faithful to his wife, love his wife the fuck down, an amazing father. Like, Hollywood just that guy. And he nice looking, so a lot of girls will crush on him and stuff. I'm like, y'all fucking bugging. That man is happily married, and he is not thinking about you broke hoes, okay? Hollywood make more money than all of us. He been here so goddamn long. But, like, he cool as shit, man. Laid back, I ain't ever seen that man angry, just cool as shit, man. So Hollywood came over there, and Hollywood said, Nina, he said, you know what you're doing? I said, I'm gonna figure it out. I patched that bitch up. Yeah, I said, the truck got to go out, Hollywood. I ain't got time for it. I patched that bitch up. He was like, shit. He said, this the thing. He said, either it's gonna leak or it's not gonna leak. He said, it was better than what it was when it came. So, like, we loaded the truck up. I let it sit there until the next day because it was going to rain. And I wanted to see if it was going to leak. So I let it sit there the next day. I walked in that truck the next day. I was like, Lord, please let this floor be dry. Okay? Because if not, we got ruined product in here and it's my fault. I walked in, the floor was dry. Shorty learned how to patch trucks. They start calling me every which way. Yo, can you patch the truck? Can you patch the truck? Can you patch the truck? Yo, Nina, we need the truck patch. I'm getting pulled every which way. And then I got a radio. Every verifier don't have a radio. You only get a radio if you're good at what you do. My name getting called every 30 minutes, every hour. Nina, we need you over here. Nina, Somebody got a question, Nina. I said, y'all think I'm Jerry? Like, the fuck? Like, I felt like a manager. I felt like a manager, bruh. Always got to fix something for somebody. And like, at first I was grateful because I mean I needed the job, but then I realized I'm doing everybody else's job. I started getting wore the fuck down. It got to the point where I started hiding in the bathroom to get away from everybody. I would cut my radio down so wouldn't nobody know I was in there and they couldn't hear my radio. And I would just be in there for 5 minutes, just like trying to take a break and get away from everybody. Like, the shit was hectic. So also me and the old heads, we would joke and go back and forth, and they would tell me everybody business, okay? So I stopped telling them, man. I'm like, damn, y'all telling me everybody business in this bitch. But we were cool, and when we were cool, they were great to get along with. They would do whatever I asked them to, but when they was in one of them moods, ooh, there was some grouchy, grumpy ass old man. They were. So I started to lose my focus in what I was there for because I was becoming so popular with my coworkers and my managers, but also because I started becoming obsessed when peak season came. Like, all I kept thinking about was, how can I climb up the ladder? How can I get more money? You know? So we were making more money during peak season. Like I said, we was working 10-hour days, 6 days a week. And then I started picking up the night shift on top of that. So I'm already working 60 hours my regular work week. And then 3 nights a week, I'm working an additional 4 hours each night because, like I said, we had a lot of work to get done and I wanted that money. So when I say I was so wore out, okay? But them checks was looking lovely. But I was so drained. I was waking up with half a blunt in the bed and I did not eat my dinner. It was bad. Half a blunt. I didn't even smoke the whole blunt. Half a blunt in the bed and I did not eat my dinner. My mama said, you ain't here. She said, you ain't never here. You always at work. I went to work the next day. I said, you all know this shit like a halfway house. We be here more than we be with our family. They're like, you right? I said, this shit like a halfway house. And then the bad part is it's designed to look like a prison. And I'm like, why do y'all have the prison barbed wire, the Hercules fence with the circle coils on the top on the inside of the building? I could see you put on the outside. I was like, why do y'all have that on the inside of the building? Like, y'all really think we prisoners or slaves or some shit? I started calling that shit the plantation. Okay? I started calling that shit the plantation. I said, this is slavery. I also used to write a lot of poetry on that job, and I actually wrote chain breaker, chain breaker, get these chains off me. Cut a God in me, can't breathe. I actually wrote chain breaker on my night shift there. And so, I mean, that's the crazy thing. I would be at work, just like at the shipyard, I wrote Dear Sister. But it's like I could zone out everything and write a dope, fire-ass, timeless poem. Okay, and that's somebody's message right there. When it comes to your purpose, baby, I don't care what's going on around you, but your predicament is, if you qualify, you qualify. Zone that shit out. Zone that shit the fuck out, boo. So like I said, I started getting more attention from the managers, and I got offered a chance to be one of the only 3 female verifiers in the entire building to be able to train to apply to get my license as a clamp driver and a forklift driver. Which is unheard of because that job was very sexist. It's an industrial job, which are basically the only jobs I could work with my charges because I can't work in retail because, quote unquote, assaulted police officers that were assaulting me. So I'm a danger to retail people. I'm a liability to them. That's how they look at me. So I have to work industrial jobs, which are mainly man jobs. And most men don't want a person with a vagina being their manager or making as much money as them or more money than them. And the shit is a real fucking problem if I could do the job just as good as you or better. So to be able to get that opportunity to become a clamp and a forklift driver, I definitely hopped on it. And I'm one of 3 females out of all these females in this building. Only 3 of us got that opportunity. I definitely had to hop on it, and all 3 of us was black. So, okay, we're doing it real big. We're doing it real big. I had to hop on it. So I used to practice after work because I would come to work late, and I used to get on my manager's nerves, but I knew I could get away with it, but it wasn't on purpose. And just sometime in the morning, I move slow, and because I was so tired, I didn't realize how tired I was from that job. It would make me move even slower, and I didn't realize that. But I would come late. And I might be 30 minutes late. I might be 15 minutes late. I might be 20 minutes late. And that's actually the job I started being late at. Because I was not late before I started working at that job. But I would be late, but then I would end up staying 2 hours later. I would end up staying an hour later, 45 minutes later. Most of the time is at least an hour. I done pushed it to 3 hours one time. One of my managers came and like, Nina, we're ready to go home. Can you wrap this up, please? I was like, I'm trying to make sure everything's set up for tomorrow. They said, we understand. You a damn good worker. Take a break, though. I was like, I just need everything set up for tomorrow so I come in and shit could just flow, okay? I'm like, I know I'm gonna have a whole bunch of shit I'm gonna have to deal with. And they're like, nah, Nina, you work too hard. Like, seriously, clock out. Okay, like, clock out. Well, I was like, all right. But so, yeah, I would come late, but I would stay 2 hours, an hour later. I would make up my time, basically. So I was after work and I was practicing on the clamp. I was doing what the drivers taught me, and I was just trying to learn how to, like grab boxes and release them, and then how to drive with boxes and stuff. So like that's what I was practicing, and I went to go grab a box and I grabbed it too tight and the air let out, and I was laughing. I was like, oh shit. As soon as that happened, why did the entire owner of the entire building, the entire company, walk past me? He saw everything. And I was like, oh shit. And then when I saw him, I was like, oh my God. And he started laughing. He didn't say nothing to me. He just started laughing. An old white man, yo. And he just started laughing. I was like, man, I'm probably about to get fired, bro. He think I'm in here fucking up the shit and da 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 da. And guess what happened? My supervisor, which is Bobby, which is over everybody except for the people that own the building, he comes to me. He said, Nina, I need to have a private conversation with you. He said, don't tell nobody. He said, including Jerry, because me and Jerry, we used to be really tight. He said, don't tell nobody, including Jerry. I said, what's up? He said, the owner saw you practicing on the clamps. I said, oh fuck, man, I'm about to get fired, bro. He said, nah. He was like, he liked it. I said, what? He said he liked the fact that you was taking initiative and you was actually trying to teach us. Like, wasn't nobody over there with me. I was by myself. And he was like, the fact that you was trying to teach yourself, he said he wanted to give you a raise. I said, are you serious? I'm not getting fired. I'm getting a raise. And he was like, yeah, he wanted to give you a raise. I ended up getting a 75-cent raise, which means I was making $10 an hour, which means I was making what the drivers was making, which means I was the highest paid verifier in the building. Yeah, toot toot motherfucking beep beep. Okay, toot toot motherfucking beep beep. So I also ended up having to train a lot of people because it's peak season. They had to hire a shitload of people. Now I ended up meeting some cool people, and some people I'm like, I could have went my whole life without knowing you, bitch. But it got to the point where they're like, yeah, basically, because it was me, Ashley, and a girl named Johnetta. We were the three that Jerry felt like he could trust, and we were the ones that was going up for the forklift and the clamp driving thing. Jerry realized he couldn't trust Johnetta because Johnetta couldn't train people properly, and then she started fucking up counting boxes and stuff because she too busy trying to find somebody to fuck instead of focusing. This dumb ass bitch, okay, got 4-5 kids, got her income tax check back, got $10,000 because she got children to claim. This bitch got suspended from work on purpose for a week so she ain't have to work, so she could live off the $10,000. Why not move out of your Section 8, okay, living situation and actually get them children in a better neighborhood? Get a better car, girl. Like, I'm like, what the fuck? She tells me, yeah, I just wanted some time out. Girl, your car's on its last leg. Your children probably need to go to the doctor. You definitely need a better living situation than where the fuck y'all living. I said, what the fuck is going on? Like, seriously, what the fuck is going on? This bitch got suspended for a whole week because she got $10,000 back for having children on her income tax check. And that just made me lose respect for people like that. It did. Because at first I was like, oh, fuck all y'all bitches. But not all mamas is like that. And that's something that Nina had to work on and understand. Because I'm like, that is some trifling ass shit. And that's the reason why I be like, y'all don't need that much money back. That's why, because it's excessive. Now I understand children, I get that, not to the hard working mamas, but to the bitches like that, because that's just trifling. And I ain't no excuse for it. You can't defend that. That's just trifling. Because bitch, bills still a due. So what happens when the 10 G's is going and then you ain't got no fucking job because you keep getting suspended? Never mind. Moving on. This is long enough. Moving on. But basically, she tried to get one of the girls fired, because I ain't gonna lie. Now, I'm gonna call her Centera. That's not really her name. I forgot what it was. And I'm not trying to be funny. But I remember it sounds something like Centera, and Centera is the name of a hospital out here. But she tried to get the girl fired, and they ended up becoming really, really close later. And I'm like, you don't even know that bitch tried to get you fired at first. And Centera got 4 fucking kids. So she need this job, and she was nervous and shit, and she hadn't worked in a long time. Once again, triflingness. She hadn't worked in a long time. She got 4 fucking kids. Now, granted, she ain't on Section 8, but she ain't on Section 8 because she was fucking a married man from North Carolina, okay, who was paying all her bills, this and that. Trifling, bro. Just trifling, bro. I don't understand y'all bitches, man. Not for mind. Moving on. But I actually felt bad for her because I had dealt with a married man before. So I was encouraging her, like, to leave that situation alone. And girl, you deserve better. You deserve a man that's single and available and ready to love you down and not treating you like a side piece. And you focus on your babies. What are you good at? Oh, you good at hair, baby? Focus on hair. Focus on this. Focus on that. Like, I was trying to redirect her, and she appreciated me because when she started working there, her spirit was broken. She had no confidence. She pretty. I gotta give her that. She is pretty. Her spirit was broken. Until she started hanging around Ashley and Johnetta, and then the bitch flipped on me. Because we was cool as shit. Don't you know I saved the job? But the bitch flipped on her because they were about to fire her just because Johnetta said get rid of her. And she was like, if it's going to be me or her, she going to have to go. And they were like, well, Nina, what you think about Centera? I was like, nah, I said, I think y'all need to work with her a little longer. I said, so she workable. And guess what? I worked with her. I said, give me a couple more days. I said, let me get her together. Because Johnetta trained there first, and then she didn't work. And they was like, yeah, we're going to move you to Nina. And I was like, give me a couple more days. I'm going to get her together. And I did. She don't even know I was going behind her correcting shit so she wouldn't get fired. And then, yeah, you're going to hear about her later on too. Okay? And so me and my cousin, Shy Boogie, started getting close around this point in time. And also the twin flame situation happened. I'm not going to speak about it on this particular video because I already spoke about it. You would like to know about the twin flame situation? Go watch the first, I believe the first 2 videos of my twin flame series from back in September. It's the couch talks though. So yeah, the friction started getting thicker between me and my co-workers. Really the verifiers. It was really just the verifiers, all honesty. Johnetta, Ashley, and that short lady from New York, who I also trained, ended up flipping on me because she was in her 40s and she felt basically incompetent as a woman because she ain't accomplished nothing in her life. And here I am go-getting every fucking thing. And that's also a thing as well. And that's why I pour into youngins, because I've had older people that hated on my ambition. I don't think all older people are like that, but I have had older people hate on my ambition. And that shit fucking sucks. I'm like, why the fuck are we doing this? It just makes no sense. Just makes no sense to me. I mean, work on your insecurities. You can't be mad at a youngin because they started younger than you. Because they got more ambition, drive, or they better at something than you. You supposed to feed them, yo. Not starve them. Stop starving them, man. And feed them goddamn youngins. Because they are the fucking future. And if you don't, then you want to know why my generation and anybody up under my generation don't know nothing. Because y'all stop teaching us. Then y'all want to judge us and kick us down and call us weak. And y'all ain't even been through what the fuck we've been through. Just like we ain't been through what the fuck y'all been through. Come on now. This shit got to stop. Anyways, Bobby, the supervisor, he has 2 sons, okay? He has Aaron and he has Tyler. Now, Aaron is his biological son. I believe Tyler is his adopted son. Tyler is the rebel child. And when I say the rebel child, coming to work late. And when I say coming to work late, nigga, we supposed to be clocked in at 6. Why are you clocking in? Now, I clocked in at 7 a couple times. But damn, 12 p.m. though, my nigga. You pulling up to work and we on lunch. I said, boy, this nigga here, you think, okay? He the one I got, you do what you want when you popping from. Cause he damn sure did whatever the fuck he want. His daddy used to be pissed with him because he was making him look bad. Tyler showed up to work whenever the fuck Tyler wanted. Tyler was half white, half black, with dreadlocks down his ass, okay? Basically, that gives you the gist of who Tyler is. This boy would show up to work, okay? And he would have a vape. Let me tell you something. There's some special juices in that vape, if you know what I mean. And I hit it a couple times. I sure did. I said, these motherfuckers get on my nerves. Let me hit that shit. So I get home to my weed. Let me hit that shit. Damn, sure was some THC. That nigga be at work high as gas. Bobby son, the supervisor of the entire building. When I say he could not stand his daddy, boy, rebel fucking child, man. And the reason why he said you do what you want when you popping, cause I came to work late one day and it was like I was just over people's shit, and he was like, "Oh, you bucking like me, huh?" Oh, well, over it. He said, "Oh, you do what you want when you popping." Oh, and then I also told him, "Oh, I'm also leaving early because I got a radio interview," which also started some other issues as well. Because my business was popping and my charity was popping. I was getting booked left and right for vending events. And like some of my coworkers, they, like I said, they was hating. "Oh, you think you Hollywood, this, that, and the third." Because like how I dressed. And it's like, it was just a lot. But I was promoting my own damn business, and then I would have to leave work early because I need to leave work early because I need to be on time for a business event. And if I stayed at work, like I wouldn't clock out in time to be, on time for the business event. So Jerry or Bobby, they would let me go, or Nate, they would let me go early. Nate is the temp agency manager. And me and him ended up bumping heads as well. Like we was getting along at first, but he started doing too much. Like he was becoming power hungry. And one time he got me in trouble with Jerry because they was like, in order to go to the door, they were like, you gonna need security, or you need like basically a manager with you. And they're like, can't nobody go to the door to go get nothing because something happened and somebody got in the building or something left out the building that won't supposed to. And it had something to do with somebody let someone in or somebody let someone out and no one knew. So they was like, in order for anyone to go to the door, you got to have a manager or a security guard with you. Now, granted, the manager's office, the temp agency managers, their office and also Miss Allison's office is right there at the door. Literally right there at the door. So both temp agency doors was open. Now, Miss Allison wasn't there. But both of the temp agency, mine, Mr. Nate, and then the other temp agency, both of them was sitting right there. The security won't right there, though. My mama pulled up to bring me some shit. Now, this before, Postmates started, youngins. All right, I know you don't know about that. Back when dinosaurs existed, okay? People won't deliver in food unless it was the pizza people, okay? Let me tell you. But my mama bought me some Chick-fil-A, and you've been watching me for a minute. You know I love me some Chick-fil-A, bitch. I was addicted so bad. And Nate told me, "What you doing, Nina? What you doing?" I said, I'm going to go get my food. "You need somebody with you in order to go." "Okay, well, you sitting right there. You sitting right there." He said, "You ain't tell me though." Nigga, you sitting right there. You see I'm going to the door to go get my food. I ain't even put my whole arm out. I just stuck my hand out and grabbed my bag. I ain't even opened the door up all the way. Y'all see me on the camera and everything, bro. Fucking miss me. All right, so he went a power trip. So now me and him going back and forth. And I'm like, bro, I'm like, I got like 15 minutes to eat this food and smoke a cigarette and clock back in. I said, Nate, I got tired of going back and forth. I hate going back and forth. That's a pet peeve. I'd rather swing on you or just cut the conversation off, bro. I said, Nate, fucking miss me. I said, miss me. He said, what? I said, miss me, bro. And walked off. Oh, he went and snitched and told Jerry. And Jerry was like, Nate said you had an attitude with him and you went to the door. I said, he was sitting right there, and so was the other temp agent when I went to go to the door to go get my food. And he was like, cause Nate was trying to get me suspended and shit. I said, man, fuck that nigga. Okay? I ain't about to get suspended for you. And then the sad shit is his homeboy. He ended up hiring his homeboy to work there as a janitor. His homeboy was popping shit by him. He said, man, fuck that bad breath nigga and da. Listen, that nigga go to Jerry. He was like, yeah, Nina, did you tell Jerry about the issues that we had at the door? I said, yeah, I told him. He said, did you tell Jerry you said this? I said, I sure did. Did you tell Jerry that? I sure did. The part I did not tell Jerry was the miss me part. I ain't tell him the miss me part. He said, did you tell Jerry the miss me part? And I looked at that nigga, I was like, why you gotta be snitching for? I said, nah, I ain't tell Jerry that part. But Jerry's white and me and Nate are black. So Jerry ain't know what the fuck miss me meant. And then he from Jersey on top of that. He was completely lost. He was like, well, she said miss me. You know, he thinking like, oh, you're going to miss me like later on. He's like, no, Nina, tell Jerry what miss me, because he knew Jerry did not know what miss me meant. He said, tell Jerry what miss me meant, Nina. And I said, you know what it mean, Nate. He said, tell him what it mean, Nina. I said, you know what it mean, Nate. Tell him what it mean. Jerry said, what do it mean, Nina? I said, fuck. I said, it mean miss me with that bullshit. Jerry looked at me like, that's grounds to get fired. I said, listen, I ain't get fired, but I do think I got in trouble for that shit, though. I don't remember what they did. But I know if I wasn't in trouble that long, though. I think I did get suspended for like a day or something like that. I ain't get in trouble that long, though. And also, when I was working there, see, I wasn't aware that my coworkers was doing witchcraft on me.